Okay, so we'll take the endocrine system. Anyone, what is endocrine system? What is endocrine system?
Ductless gland.
What?
Ductless
Ductless,
gland.
ductless gland
Which
constitutes
secrete intracellular chemical messenger called hormone.
intracellular chemical messenger called hormone. Okay, so endocrine system is basically a system which is composed of the various endocrine glands which secretes the chemical messengers, okay, okay, which regulates the important or the vital
Regulatory
physiological
function of hormone.
organism. Okay, so basically the endocrine system is basically a system which have the mechanism of sensing and signaling, is it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So the endocrine system is basically a system which have the sensing and signaling. The sensing and signaling means a cell, a particular cell sense some signal, okay, or whenever there is an individual, okay, what happened? It the cell understands the change in internal and external environment, or you can say if there is any animal or any life, okay, a living cell, it can respond to the stimuli which is external, maybe the external environment. It can receive the stimuli from the external environment, even it can receive the stimuli from the internal environment. Suppose if we take the example of the fishes, okay, most of the time what we see, most of the fishes are seasonal breeder, means a fishes breeds in particular season. If we talk about the IMCs, they breed during the winter, sorry, rainy season,
Monsoon.
okay, monsoon, okay, they basically breed during the monsoon. So they beats monsoon. So what happens, the external environment means the onset of the monsoon, it triggers some of the developmental process, okay, so that results to the maturation of the gonads, okay, then the release of the gametes and the breeding takes place. Okay, so what happened, the fishes, they have received the external stimuli, okay, which is related to the weather. Yeah, sometimes suppose if there is if we have seen the osmoregulation, suppose, no, what we have seen, if there is a change in the osmotic concentration of the surrounding medium, okay, so fish respond in such a manner that it maintains its osmotic concentration, salt and solute concentration, okay. So what happened, even internal and external, both the way the animal can receive or sense the stimuli. They the change in the external environment or the change in the internal environment act as a stimulus, okay. So what happened, they actually sense the change, okay, so this is come as a sensing. So if they sense the change, then animal or the cell has to respond in that in a particular manner, okay. That is basic. So from stimulus of our external factor, cells sense it, then it send the signals to the particular uh, cell, a particular target cell or cell that has to respond uh, to particular external factor, okay. So if I'm talking about the sensing and signaling, so that is the main component of the on endocrine system, okay. So we see whenever there is a sense for the change in the internal or external environment, okay, in the form of chemical messenger, in the form of environmental factor, change in the temperature, humidity, whatever, then what happens, a biosynthesis of a particular hormone starts, okay, and it gets released, and from there it goes to a target cell where the target cell perform the desired action, okay, and that leads to the degradation. Is it? Is this slide is clear to everyone? Na? So I'm telling
Yes, ma'am.
means endocrine glands synthesize and store hormones. These glands have the sensing and signaling system which regulate the duration and the magnitude of hormones released via the feedback from the target cell. So if I'm talking about the sensing and signaling is the endocrine system function, then what is the function of the nervous system? Anyone?
To supply nerves.
Yes?
To supply nerves and control the internal physiology.
And the endocrine system doing the same, is it?
Same, but endocrine system is under nervous system.
Endocrine system is under the control of nervous system.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now we will see how what is the similarities and dissimilarity between the endocrine system and the nervous system. So we'll see both are the major communication system of the organism body. Okay, the integrated they integrate the stimuli and response. Okay, to change whatever the change is occur in the internal or external environment, both the system integrate the stimulus as well as the response to the change. Okay, then the both are crucial to coordinate the function of highly differentiated cells, tissues, and organ. Okay, the major difference between the endocrine and the nervous system, the nervous system is the continuous system. Means from brain to the neuron. If talking, suppose I'm talking about a human. Okay, the brain is on the head. Okay, but from head to toe. Okay, there is a connection in terms of nerve cells. Okay, from the brain, it is connected to the toe nerve cell. Okay, so the entire system is continuous. Means there is no breakage. Okay, it is the brain is means attached to the adjacent cell neuron, then to the another neuron, to the next neuron, to the next neuron, up to the particular organ. Okay, but the endocrine system, it is anatomically discontinuous. Means it doesn't mean all the endocrine glands are connected with the pituitary, or pituitary has a connection, hypothalamus has the connection with the pituitary. Now pituitary had the connection with the other endocrine glands like thyroid, adrenal glands. Okay, no. So anatomically the endocrine system is the discontinuous, but the nervous system is the continuous. And then this endocrine system is under the control of the nervous system. How? Because as we know, the pituitary gland is known as a master gland, is it? The master endocrine gland, which actually controls the endocrine secretion or function of the other endocrine gland present in the organism body. But the control of endocrine is through hypothalamus, and that is under the control of nervous system. Okay, so next is nervous system. What is the major difference between the nervous system and the endocrine system? Nervous system is basically a point to point control. Okay, suppose if I make a call suppose if I have to contact with one person, one of the finest method is I simply dial the phone of a particular person, and then whatever the conversation I want to have, whatever the message I want to communicate, I will simply give it to that. So that type of communication, that type of messaging system is basically a nervous system from point to point control. Okay, or the conventional telephone number. So nervous control is electrical in nature, fast but short lived. Okay, and if I'm talking about the endocrine system, this is very much similar to the radio broadcast system. Okay, suppose if I have to address more than 1,000 billions means lakhs of people. Okay, so what a message can be broadcasted through the radio. Okay, but what happened? So what happened in the same way in the endocrine system, the hormone is secreted in the bloodstream. Okay, in generalized term, the hormone is secreted in the bloodstream, and it moving in the, because blood flows or blood baths each and every cell of the entire animal's body. Okay, so that hormone is going all over the body. Okay, but suppose if any news is broadcasted on the radio, and if you want to listen, then you have to receive, you need a radio, then only you can receive, na? It is broadcasting, it is for everyone, but until unless you won't have a radio, you won't have a receptor to receive the news which is broadcasted by the radio, okay, you cannot listen, okay, or you won't get that particular message. So in the endocrine system, what happened, the hormonal masses, it is secreted through the extracellular fluid or the blood. It runs in the entire body, but it only affect, or it only transfer the message to the particular cell which have the receptor for a particular hormone. Okay, so the nervous system is like the telephonic conversation, and the endocrine system is like the radio broadcasting of the news. Okay, so that is the difference between how the message transferred to the target cell in the endocrine and the nervous system. Okay, so now the system of, as I have told, both the systems are the system of internal communication. The nervous system convey the high speed electrical signal, okay, through the specialized cells called neurons, and the endocrine system, it is made up of endocrine glands which secretes a chemical which is known as a hormone that coordinate the slow but longer acting response to the stimuli. Now the advantage, okay, what are the advantage of using chemical messenger or hormone? What are the advantage of endocrine system over the, if there is a one system to respond against the stimuli? Okay, body already have a nervous system that can respond against any stimuli. It may be the external or it may be the internal. Then why the organism's body need the endocrine system? Okay, so if one system is sufficient to send the message, then why body have or nature has taken the pain to develop two systems, nervous system as well as the endocrine system, because both the systems are for internal communication. So if nervous so nature could have been invested in development of only one system, either endocrine system or nervous system, but all the organism, okay, multicellular organism, they have both the system, the endocrine as well as the nervous system. So why the endocrine system is also required in addition to the nervous system, that we will see here. The very first things, the chemical molecule can spread to all tissue through the blood. Okay, so through the peripheral tissue, the chemical molecule can spread to the each and every cell of all the tissue. Okay, a very the second and the important advantage of the hormones are the chemical signal can persist longer than the electrical one. Okay, and then there is a several kind of chemicals, several group of molecules. It may be amino acid, it may be the steroids, it may be the proteins that can act as a hormone or a chemical messenger. Okay, and they can target the different tissues. So these are some of the advantage of using hormone, the chemical messenger hormone, or having the endocrine system. So there are basically how this endocrine system helps. A cell have a target, okay, a cell which is a target, okay, have the specific receptor for a specific hormone. Suppose I'm telling an individual of fishes, there is several endocrine glands. Okay, suppose pituitary is there, thyroid gland is there, interrenal glands are there, um, several glands are there. Okay, all the glands under the control of a particular master gland, they are secreting the hormones. Okay, suppose there, and that hormones are traveling through the blood. Okay, so suppose at a time in a blood there is around 10 hormones, okay, which are released for different target, 10 different target cells. Okay, 10 hormones for 10 different target cells. Then how and they are flowing in the blood altogether, then how they will reach to their target cell, or how they will go inside the target cell. Okay, so they are bathing. So when they are flowing through the blood, they are bathing each cell or the tissue. But when they reach to their target cell, what happened? The target cell have a specific receptor. Okay, receptor molecule, basically a protein. Okay, a receptor that can bind a particular hormone. Here you can see that this is hormone A, this is hormone B. So this yellow cell, it has a receptor for hormone A. So this hormone A will bind on this cell only. Okay, then there is another hormone, hormone B. So this green cell have a receptor for hormone B. So hormone B will bind on the green cell, not on yellow cell. And in some time one cell have receptor for more than one hormone. Suppose here the blue cell, it have a receptor for hormone A and B. So this cell will receive both the hormone. So the hormone A and B both enters inside the target cell, because it has the receptor for both the hormones. So basically this is the action of the hormone is specific, because only the target cell have the receptor for particular hormone. Now the principal function of endocrine system, its the function is the maintenance of internal environment in the body, or you can say that maintaining the homeostasis of the biochemical environment. Then integration and regulation of the growth and development. It control, maintain, okay, it is required for the control of several physiological processes which are occurring inside the body, which is also, this is all, they are also required for the maintenance of the animal. It is required for the instigation of the sexual reproduction, which includes several processes like gametogenesis, coitus, fertilization, fetal growth, development, and the nourishment of the newborn. Okay, so these are the principal function of the endocrine system. Up to here, it is clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear? Okay. Now the hormone. What is hormone? Hormone is basically a chemical signal that is secreted into the circulatory system or blood, and it communicates the regulatory message within the body. They may reach to the all the parts of the body, okay, but they get entered only to the certain type of cells, which is known as a target cell. Why they enter through the target cell? Because they are equipped to respond, because these target cell have a receptor for particular hormone. Now this the hormones, they convey information via the bloodstream to the target cell throughout the body. And now there is one another term you must have heard, the pheromones. Suna hai? Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
सुना
Kahan,
ma'am.
kahan
Yes,
suna
ma'am.
hai? Where you
तो वो
have heard?
फेरोमोन
वो
इंसेक्ट सीक्रेट करते
इंसेक्ट
हैं
में
मैम।
होता है, इंसेक्ट में होता है सेक्स हार्मोन।
Insects में सुना है तुमने? Okay, so what is the difference between the pheromones and hormones?
वो एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट में सेक्रेट करता है एयर में, जिससे वो फीमेल या
अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए।
अपने पार्टनर को अट्रैक्ट कर सकता
Partner को attract करने के लिए. Very good. The pheromone is basically a hormone which is a very peculiar character of the some of the insects, okay, where their body secretes the hormone, okay, which outside the body, okay. So it, what happened, it's basically it have a particular smell, so that attracts the partner for mating. That is a most common phenomenon of the pheromone. It's commonly used application of the pheromones in the insects. And the hormone, they actually convey the information within the body, okay, and the pheromone is outside the body, okay, to the other individual. So basically when the in the endocrine system, what basically the hormone actually is a chemical which performs the regulatory process. So there is basically three key events in the physiology of the hormone: the secretion, the reception, the signal transduction, and the response. Reception means when the hormones get attached to the receptor which is present on the outer surface of the cell, target cell. Okay, then after binding with the receptor, it get inside the cell, and here it triggers some change inside the cellular compartment. Okay, from 1 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 3 to the 4, means like cascade type. Once trigger the hormone triggers the change in the A triggers the change in the B triggers the change in the C triggers the change in the D, and D perform the function which is, or the D perform in a manner which actually the message which is carried by the hormone. So that is from A to B to C to D, and then the performance of or the functional performance is a transduction, and last one is the when the A to D is converted, now D will perform the final function or the response to a particular hormone. So there is basically three key events. We'll see one by one those things. For that we have to see how the different type of cell to cell signaling. Okay, these are some of the examples. The endocrine hormones are the hormones which travel by the bloodstream to the target cell. Neurocrines are also a hormones which is released through the neurons, okay, or the nerve cells, and this is also traveled by the bloodstream. The paracrines are the hormones which act on the adjacent cell, means surrounding cells. Then the autocrine are the hormones which are first released from a cell and then it act on the same cell from which it was secreted. That is known as the autocrine. Okay, and then intracrine, this is also the hormone which act within the cell that produce them. The major difference between the autocrine and intracrine is that in both the cases the hormones act on the cell in that synthesize that particular hormone. Okay, but in the autocrine system, hormone first get released out from the cell and then it act on the same cell. And in the endocrine system, what happened? Hormone doesn't secreted out from the cell, it is synthesized inside the cell and it act in that cell. That is the endocrine. Okay, so the endocrine means hormones secreted and travel to the target cell through bloodstream. In the neurocrine system, hormones secreted by the neurons travel through the bloodstream to the target cell. In the paracrine system, the hormones secreted and act on the adjacent cell. Okay, in autocrine system, the hormones releases and act on the cell that secretes them, and the intracrine, which is not secreted but act on the cell which synthesize a particular hormone. So these are different type of cell to cell signaling. Then response that we have already taken in the last slide. Now the type of hormones. Okay, if I'm talking about the hormones based on their chemical nature. Okay, so basically there are four major group of chemical molecules that constitutes the hormones. The number one, the hormones which are basically a polypeptides or proteins. Some are the amino acid derivatives, some are steroids, and some are basically the fatty acid derivatives. Okay, so these are the four category of the hormones based on their chemical nature. Okay, so if I'm talking about the peptide or the protein hormones, they range from 3 amino acid to the 100 of the amino acid in size. They are often a large molecule. Okay, their precursor or the initial form of the hormones are the large molecule, and then they are proteolytically cleaved to form the active form of hormone. Any example anyone can tell me? ऐसा कोई protein hormone है या peptide है जो कि as a large precursor molecule की तरह synthesize होती है, but when it has to perform the function उसकी proteolysis या उसको smaller fragment smaller size में वो break down होती है, and then it performs the active function, or then it becomes active. Any example?
मैम क्वेश्चन फिर से रिपीट कीजिए.
Pepsinogen, ma'am.
Pepsinogen.
No.
Okay.
मैम
Yes. Then pepsinogen is a hormone.
No.
Then
enzyme.
enzyme. Then
मैम क्वेश्चन रिपीट कीजिए, सुने नहीं.
ऐसा कोई भी हार्मोन जो एज अ पहले प्रिकर्सर होता है, मींस एक्टिव नहीं होता है, आफ्टर प्रोटियोलिसिस इट बिकम एक्टिव.
Adenocorticotropin hormone.
क्या? एडिनोकॉर्टिको. अच्छा तुम बोलती भी हो सलोनी.
Adenocorticotropin.
Okay, so now the third character is the peptide or the protein hormones are the water soluble hormones, and they comprise the largest number of hormones, means the majority of the hormones are basically protein in nature. Okay, now the glands. We have taken hormones, now the glands. Okay, so there are basically two type of glands. One is the endocrine gland and the exocrine gland. So if we have to define the endocrine and the exocrine gland in the one word, then the endocrine glands are the ductless and the exocrine having the ducts. Okay, means the endocrine glands, they directly discharge or secretes the hormone into the bloodstream, whereas the exocrine glands, they secretes their hormone, they travel through the duct. Okay, and the examples, the typical examples of exocrine glands are the sweat glands, salivary glands, and some of the enzyme secreting glands in the digestive tract. Okay, now the chain of command, how the different system actually gives the command for the function of the endocrine system or the secretion of the hormone. So as I have told in earlier slides, the endocrine system is under the control of nervous system. Okay, and if I'm talking about the master gland of the endocrine system, that is the pituitary gland. So what then, pituitary has to be controlled by some command, so that pituitary receive the command through the hypothalamus. Okay, so the hypothalamus actually regulates the neuroendocrine system, means hypothalamus regulate the nervous system as well as the endocrine system to maintain the homeostasis. So what happened, the hypothalamus use the nerve to send the short signal or the message. Okay, that actually travels to the pituitary. Okay, so the hypothalamus send the signals. Sometimes that signals is means electric signals, as the signals which travels through the neuron. Sometimes the signals are chemical signals that actually secreted as a hormone. Okay, so the hypothalamus, it release different releasing hormones, okay, that travel to the pituitary, and now pituitary secretes a bunch of hormones that travels to the different endocrine glands which is present in the organism's body, and that cause to start the particular function. Okay, because so hypothalamus triggers pituitary, pituitary triggers the hypothalamus, triggers secretion of the hormone from the pituitary. Now the pituitary triggers the secretion of the different hormones from different endocrine glands, and those hormones then act on the target cell and respond to the stimuli. Okay, so now as I have told, whatever the suppose hormones travel through the bloodstreams, okay, but they goes to a particular cell only, they goes to a target cell only, they won't enter in the every cells. Okay, whatever comes during the flow or in the path. Okay, then how they recognize it and their target cell? By the presence of the specific receptor or the receptor which is specific to a particular hormone. Okay, so there are different type of receptor. If there is a different type of hormones, then there are different type of receptors. So first we will take the membrane bound receptor. In the membrane bound receptor, what happened? Just here you see this first messenger or the hormone. Okay, it is secreted from the particular endocrine gland, and it is traveling through the blood. Okay, this is a capillary, blood capillary, so it is traveling through the blood, and when it comes to the contact of the target cell, it binds on the receptor. Okay, this receptor is compatible to a particular hormone. So what happened, the moment it binds to the membrane receptor, so here the hormone is the first messenger. Okay, so when it binds to this membrane receptor, what happened, the ATP is get converted into the cyclic. The cyclic AMP is a second messenger. Means hormone comes as a first messenger. Binding of this messenger to the membrane receptor triggers the conversion of ATP to the cyclic AMP. Now the further downstream action should be triggered by the cyclic AMP. That is why it is known as the second messenger in the cytoplasm. So now cyclic AMP, what it did the phosphorylation of the proteinase kinase 1. ठीक है, proteinase kinase is an enzyme. Okay, so it basically phosphorylate the enzyme protein kinase 1, which actually perform the enzymatic operation, or we can say that the target cell response. Okay, so this is which is encircled under the red this red region is how the membrane bound receptor, okay, acts. Now second is the nuclear receptor. Okay, there are some hormones, basically the steroid hormones, which are basically a lipid soluble hormones. Okay, so what happened, because they are lipid soluble, steroid hormones are lipid solid hormone, so they doesn't require the specific receptor of the membrane. This simply passes through the plasma membrane because they are lipid soluble, and the plasma membrane is made up of lipid bilayer. Is it? So they easily travel or pass the biological membrane or the plasma membrane, which is basically a lipid bilayer. And you can see here, this is a steroid hormone. This is steroid hormone. It passes the plasma membrane, and when it comes inside the cell, okay, it binds to a particular regulatory protein. Regulatory protein means this protein regulates the expression of a particular gene, and then this complex, the receptor and the regulatory protein and the hormone, they traverse through the nuclear pore inside the nucleus, where it binds on the gene, okay, a particular gene, promoter of a particular gene, and it regulates the expression of a particular gene. So if and then what, if regulates, if suppose it triggers the this triggers the formation of more number of particular proteins. So what happened, it triggers the expression of that particular gene. So the mRNA forms, that mRNA travels outside the nucleus, and here the protein synthesis occurs, and then that in that manner the target cell respond to a particular hormone. Okay, so this is the nuclear receptor. Now this is another type of nuclear receptor which actually goes through, there are some of the hormones which actually bind on the membrane receptor. Then what happened is ATP is energy, means energy dependent reaction. They bind to the membrane receptor, then they come inside, and then they bind to the regulatory protein. It goes inside the nucleus, and then it regulate the expression of a particular gene. So this is about the introduction of the endocrine system. So from next class, we will take the different endocrine glands of the fishes. Okay. So